Welcome to the deep dive. Ever feel like you're just pouring effort into social media, just spinning your wheels?
Oh, absolutely. Like you're playing some game, but you don't know the rules, and maybe you're losing.
Exactly that feeling. It's so common. And it really makes you ask, what's actually happening behind the scenes?
Well, we looked into this article from Rethink Entrepreneur. It's called Why You Were Losing at the Social Media Game.
Right. And it gives a really interesting take on it all.
Yeah, it suggests these platforms might be using some, well, psychological tactics to keep us glued, but it also offers a different way to think about success online.
Okay, so our mission here is to unpack that, understand those tactics maybe, but also explore this idea of like what really counts as winning
Yeah.
beyond just the likes and follower counts.
So if you're feeling that frustration and want a different perspective, maybe a more productive way to approach things.
Then stick with us. We're going to get into it.
Okay, so the article kicks off with a pretty bold comparison.
Oh, yeah.
It compares social media platforms to casinos.
Casinos. Wow. Okay, why? What's the connection?
The core idea is design. Like, casinos are built to keep you playing, right? Pulling that lever.
Uh-huh.
The article argues social platforms are engineered in a similar way to maximize your time spent, keep you scrolling, posting, always hoping for that next, win.
And the tool they might be using sounds very scientific. Intermittent variable reinforcement?
It does sound technical, but the concept is actually pretty straightforward.
Yep.
It's basically getting rewarded, but randomly,
Right.
unpredictably.
Like a slot machine. You don't know when it'll pay out, just that it might.
Exactly. And that uncertainty is apparently super motivating for humans. It keeps you trying.
So, like, you post something mediocre, maybe, and it just tastes off.
Right. While that thing you slaved over gets, nothing. Crickets.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. It's baffling.
The article uses that exact situation. Same kind of content, totally different results. Viral one day, invisible the next.
And why does that inconsistency benefit the platform, according to the source?
Because it keeps you guessing. It stops you finding a reliable pattern for your success.
Ah, so you keep tweaking, trying different things.
You're always thinking, okay, what did I do right that time? You spend more energy, more time. It fuels this illusion of control.
Right, right. Like if you could just find the magic formula, the right hashtag combination, or the perfect time to post.
That you think you can crack the code, beat the algorithm.
But the system's designed to be unpredictable. For us, anyway.
Precisely. Predictable for them in terms of overall engagement, maybe, but unpredictable for the individual user's results.
So, okay, what does this roller coaster actually do to us? What are the effects mentioned in the article?
Well, first, there's that constant second guessing we just talked about. It's
Yeah.
draining, always trying to find a formula that might not even exist consistently.
Yeah, you end up chasing your tail.
Then there's the more immediate thing, the notifications, that little buzz or ping,
Oh, yeah.
the red bubble.
Yeah.
The article calls each one a like, a comment, a follow, a kind of mini slot machine win. Each one can give you a tiny hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical. And that reinforces the loop. See notification, open app, get tiny reward, repeat.
It makes it quite addictive, doesn't it? You feel that pull.
Definitely. It's a classic reinforcement cycle. And the third effect the article points out is what it calls the illusion of progress.
Illusion of progress. What does that mean exactly?
It means you see numbers moving, you gain some followers, maybe you lose a few, your engagement spikes, and then it dips.
Right, there's activity. Things are happening.
So it feels like progress. It feels like you're building momentum moving forward.
But
But it might just be noise. Fluctuation designed to keep you invested, even if you're not actually getting closer to your real goals, like, say, building a sustainable business or community. The game feels active, even if you're not really winning your game.
okay, I get that. But there's always the counter argument, right? What about the people who do make it big? The ones who genuinely blow up?
Yeah, and the article acknowledges that. The author, Rudiano, says, sure, some people achieve massive reach. Could be luck, could be they hit on something at the right time, maybe other things are going on.
But the main point isn't that it's impossible.
No, the main point is that focusing only on trying to beat the algorithm, obsessing over those vanity metrics, the likes, the follower numbers, that's the trap.
Why a trap?
Because you're pouring your energy into chasing something unpredictable, something controlled by the platform. You end up tying your sense of achievement, maybe even your self-worth, to these really unstable numbers.
That really connects to the personal story shared in the article.
It does. Rudiano talks about feeling completely discouraged, putting in all this work, promoting things, and just seeing terrible website stats, hardly any engagement.
Feeling like nobody's listening, shouting into the void.
Yeah, a really demoralizing place to be for any creator. You put your heart into something, and the numbers seem to say, nobody cares.
But then something changed, a turning point.
All right. Amidst all those low numbers, they found a needle in the haystack. A single loyal reader reached out. Someone who genuinely got value from the work.
Wow, one person.
One real person. And that connection proved the work wasn't pointless, even if the big metrics didn't show it.
And eventually, Rudiana found more people like that.
Exactly. A small group formed, people who weren't just passive followers, but became like a support network, an extended family. They called it finding their tribe.
And finding that tribe, that small group, it shifted everything.
Completely changed the perspective. The realization hit that true success wasn't about those big, flashy, often misleading algorithm numbers.
It was about the depth of connection, the actual impact on real people.
Yes. Those vanity metrics can make you feel like a failure, even when you're actually making a real difference to a dedicated few. The numbers just don't tell that story.
Okay, so putting it all together, the casino thing, the unpredictable rewards, the vanity metric trap, what's the advice? How does the article suggest we navigate this landscape better?
Well, the first step is just awareness. Understanding these potential dynamics are at play. Knowing the platforms are designed primarily to keep you engaged, not necessarily to guarantee your success.
Just knowing that helps you detach a bit, right? It's not personal.
Exactly, it's the system. And with that awareness, you can then consciously choose to prioritize authentic engagement. Meaning shift your focus. Instead of chasing the algorithm's favor, chase genuine connections with actual people.
So provide real value, have real conversations, build actual relationships, foster a community, even if it's small.
Precisely. Quality over just quantity. And the final piece of advice is a crucial reminder. Remember your worth. It isn't tied to likes or follower counts.
Especially if you're building something like a business or project.
Right. The article stresses that your real value lies in the people you actually convert, the ones who click the link, buy the product, join the community, become loyal clients. Those are the meaningful metrics.
It's about building something sustainable, something real, not just a profile that looks good on the surface but might be empty underneath.
And, there was a comment on the article that highlighted this perfectly. A reader, GWT, mentioned their daughter has like 11,000 followers.
Okay, sounds impressive.
But the results are totally inconsistent. Some posts get huge numbers, over 100,000 likes apparently. Others perform like they came from a tiny account.
Wow, so even with a big following, it's still that unpredictable lottery.
Exactly what Rudiana was saying.
Yeah.
And GWT added, they don't chase those numbers anymore. They focus on accounts where there's real connection, where people are actually present and engaging.
And Rudiano's reply to that comment.
It just nailed it. Yes, it's all about that. Our tribe, our peeps.
Bringing it right back to finding those genuine connections.
It really reinforces the whole message. Forget the potentially meaningless big numbers. Focus on the real relationships, the people who value what you do. That's the sustainable path.
So ultimately, this deep dive, drawing from that Rethink Entrepreneur article, it's about a fundamental shift, isn't it?
It really is. Moving away from feeling like a victim of the algorithm, chasing that illusion of progress.
And moving towards understanding the game, maybe, but choosing not to play it solely by the platform's rules, instead defining your own success.
Prioritizing real connection, real impact, real value.
So armed with this awareness, you, the listener, can approach social media differently. Focus on building those genuine relationships. Focus on your actual purpose, not just the endless chase for vanity metrics that might not even matter in the long run.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to ponder. How else could you define winning online, beyond the usual metrics? And what could you potentially gain, really gain, if you decided to stop playing the algorithm's game altogether and just focused entirely on finding and nurturing your own tribe?
Something to definitely think about next time you're scrolling.